how does it reflect Egypt's broader strategy to position itself as a central player in African peace and security frameworks?
Certainly, in the past 10 years in particular, there has been a very significant Egyptian presence in the African continent, and this was represented in Egypt presiding the African Union presidency from 2020 to 2023. Egypt launched different positive initiatives for the prosperity of the African continent, and including initiatives that tackle the debt issues of Africa and the desertification and the restructuring of the healthcare systems across the continent. And this was evident during the corona pandemic, as Egypt provided several grants and medical assistance to different states around the continent, in addition also to several private projects that Egypt is a partner in with the African Union to eradicate poverty and desertification. Also, we can mention the most important initiative that is pertaining the peace and security and conflict resolution in Africa to avoid military escalation. Here comes the Egyptian attention during the past 10 years to promote the peace and security values and to serve the sustainable development goals in the first place. And here comes the participation of President Sisi as Egypt presides the NEPAD organization to accelerate the pace of comprehensive development, and in the meantime to discuss several approaches that might lead to achieving the development goals, and to discuss the potential to increase the trade cooperation across the continent, as Egypt was always proactive to establish and launch cooperation projects during the past 5 years, and to transfer the economic reform experience from Egypt and apply it elsewhere across Africa, but through bilateral relations and certain courses for infrastructure development in different states and countries across the continent.
Mr. Ashri, how can Egypt, with its historical role, leverage its influence to the current AU agendas on regional stability?
Egypt has worked in this regard by presiding the Peace and Security Committee for 2 years, and settled different disputes and conflicts, as it also played a role with different AU bodies to prevail stability across different countries through providing all the entitlements related to peace and security promotion, serving development courses, and to have political processes to solve any conflict or dispute through the AU Charter or the African Cooperation Organization Charter. Also, there is an Egyptian will to restore different economic success experiences through bilateral relations, and through promoting cooperation across the continent and with the different other states from around the world, including the United States and China, to preserve the peace and security of Africa, and also to open the way for trade cooperation and agreement and development, comprehensive development projects as one of the most prime goals proposed by President Sisi when he took the presidency in 2019 of the African Union, as Egypt has been taking this role, leading different projects to make approaches to solve the different African issues we have, the African popularity, as Africa will lead the world in the next phase.
Well, how might Egypt's leadership of North Africa within the African Union and its role in Al Ahram enable it to influence development priorities across the continent?
Certainly, the success of development projects inside Egypt during the past 10 years has very positive impact to achieve a leap with the Egyptian relations with the entire world and with the continent specifically. Egypt, as one of the very important political circles in the region, we had a very strong determination as a state to have infrastructure related development and development projects and to relay this experience to different other African states. And with Egypt presiding the Oudanipad, we expect different economic and trade partnerships with different African states and for it to achieve a lot of success in this respect through which we will have a way to incentivize the comprehensive development projects in line with the Egyptian experience and to take to the entire continent through promising opportunities for development across the continent. I see the participation of President Sisi in the summit in this 7th mid-year coordination meeting will have a very important impact which will reflect in official consultations and private meetings to discuss the decisions of the African Union in the upcoming phase.